What up, is Dane. In this video I'm going to be telling you if you can actually build muscle with intermittent fasting and if it's actually optimal. So a lot of people think that because you're not eating every 3 to 4 hours maybe, or even every 2 to 3 hours like the bros do, that you're not going to spike or even optimize your muscle protein synthesis, hence why you will not be able to maximize your muscle gain. So the main reason why a lot of people think that you cannot gain muscle with intermittent fasting is because you're not eating every 3 to 4 hours chicken, rice and broccoli, right? And the reason why they say this is because they think, okay, you're not going to maximize your muscle protein synthesis response. So here's actually what we find by looking at a lot of studies, not just one, a lot of them, basically like a meta-analysis. So in order to gain muscle, your muscle protein synthesis needs to be a lot greater than your muscle protein breakdown. So by looking at all the research and all the studies, it does come down to this. It might be beneficial to consume meals every 3 to 4 hours if your main aim is to, quote, maximize muscular hypertrophy, which obviously means muscle gain. That said though, adhering to the diet and obviously hitting your calorie goals and your macronutrient goals far outweighs the meal frequency and meal timing. One thing I have to mention as well though is that when people do intermittent fasting for building muscle especially, there's a lot of individual differences when people do this intermittent fasting approach. Some people get great results and some people get not so great results. So when we look at other studies as well that compare the intermittent fasting approach, typically the 16-8 lean gains approach and some other approaches as well, they found that intermittent fasting compared to the normal diet maintained the fat-free mass just as well and actually lost more fat mass. However, that was more due to some limitations of the study because it was self-reported intake. As well as this, they reported cross-sectional area, which basically means the muscle size, and the 1 RM, the 1 rep max, was exactly the same. Basically, to conclude, there's no real big difference when it comes to maintaining your muscle and stuff like this, but when it comes to gaining, it's a different story, or just slightly. So linking into meal frequency, having a very small eating window, let's say like a 4-hour eating window, you get all your calories, all your protein intake from, it's probably not going to be ideal for maximizing muscular hypertrophy. So if this is the case and you want to have a very small eating window, let's say 4 to 6 hour eating window, then I highly recommend you jump on those slow digesting proteins. Although research has not shown a much beneficial effect, only some studies have, some studies haven't, but just go on the safe side and let's just consume slow digesting proteins. These would be like chicken and casein protein powder. Although I have said that meal timing isn't very important when it comes to building muscle and stuff like this, when you follow intermittent fasting diet protocol, it may be beneficial to consume a post-workout shake or post-workout meal in a short time frame straight after that workout in order to optimize your muscle protein synthesis. And the reason I say this is because you haven't had any protein throughout the whole day and now you're only having protein. But keep in mind, this is probably only when you train fasted. So let me conclude when it comes to building muscle with intermittent fasting. If you're serious about building muscle, here's the 4 things that you need to be doing. Eat in a calorie surplus, hit your protein intake, apply volume load, gradually progress it over a period of time, and apply progressive tension overload, aka adding more weight onto the bar over a period of time. And if your real main goal is to maximize muscle gain when bulking, then maybe intermittent fasting is not the best approach due to the muscle protein synthesis response it provides you. So that's it. Stay positive, stay smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.
No, there ain't no stopping us.